It starts with a simple notification. Your Microsoft 365 password expires today. The clock is ticking and the pressure is on. This is phishing, a deceptive technique used by cybercriminals to steal your credentials by pretending to be a trusted source. Modern attacks are incredibly convincing, mimicking the exact logos, fonts, and tone of the services you use every day. They work because they exploit human psychology, relying on a moment of distraction or a flash of urgency to bypass your defenses. Your first line of defense is looking beyond the surface. Many attackers use a familiar display name to gain your trust immediately, but when you click the name, the actual sender address reveals the truth. A legitimate service will always use their official domain. If the domain looks slightly off, with extra words, hyphens, or strange endings, it's a major red flag. Stop right there. Attackers use manipulation tactics to cloud your judgment. Urgency is the most common, claiming your account will be deleted in minutes. They use fear, warning of unauthorized logins or legal consequences to make you act before you think. They also use greed, offering unexpected prizes, or confusion, sending fake invoices and payroll updates that demand your attention. Account locks are another classic tactic. They want you to feel locked out, so you'll blindly follow their recovery steps. Before you click anything, use the hover technique. On a desktop, simply rest your cursor over a link or button without clicking. Look at the bottom corner of your browser. The true destination of that link will appear. If it doesn't match the service, don't click. On mobile, it's just as easy. Long press the link to see a preview of the address. Never just tap and hope for the best. Reading URLs can be tricky, so follow the right-to-left rule. Start from the very end of the address. First, identify the public suffix, like .com, .org, or .net. This is the root of the address. The word immediately to the left of that suffix is the registered domain. This is the owner of the site. In accounts.google.com, the domain is Google. This is a safe, legitimate page owned by Google. But in this deceptive example, the domain is actually example. The word Google is just a subdomain used to trick you. Finally, let's debunk a common myth. That little padlock and the HTTPS prefix don't mean a site is trustworthy. It only means your connection is encrypted. Even malicious sites use HTTPS to look official and hide their activity. Remember, check the sender, hover before you click, and read domains from right to left. Awareness is your best tool. Next, we will inspect the fake login page itself and build a safe response plan. Stay vigilant. Now, let's inspect the fake login page itself. We will use a harmless training example, not a real credential harvesting site. Imagine that the email claims to come from a familiar cloud service and says your password expires today. You hover over the button and see this address: accounts-example-.com. At first glance, the word accounts looks reassuring. But remember the right-to-left rule. The registered domain is example.com, not the company named in the email. That single check tells us the page is not owned by the service it is impersonating. Attackers know that many people only glance at a logo and a familiar color scheme. A fake page may copy the real sign-in screen almost perfectly. It can include a professional logo, a copyright notice, a support link, and even an HTTPS padlock. None of those details proves ownership. The browser address bar is the most important evidence. Read the full domain before entering anything. Watch for lookalike spelling. An attacker may add a hyphen, repeat a letter, replace a lowercase l with a capital I, or use an unfamiliar ending. Another trick is placing the real company name on the left side of a much longer address. For example, company-login-example-.com is still controlled by example.com. The words before the registered domain are chosen by whoever owns that domain. Also notice what the page requests. A normal login page asks for information appropriate to that service. A suspicious page may suddenly request your recovery code, social security number, payment card, or several pieces of personal information at once. If the request does not match the action you intended to perform, stop. Modern phishing can also bypass a password by operating in real time. You type your username and password into the fake page, and the attacker immediately forwards them to the real service. If the real service sends a one-time code, the fake page asks you for that too. The attacker relays the code before it expires and may capture a valid session. This is why you should never treat a one-time code as harmless. A verification code is an authentication secret. Do not share it with someone who contacted you, and do not enter it on a page reached through an unexpected message. Password managers provide a useful warning here. Autofill is tied to the website domain. If your password manager normally fills your credentials but suddenly refuses, do not copy and paste the password manually. Pause and inspect the address. The manager may be correctly recognizing that you are on the wrong site. The safest response is to leave the message and open the service independently. Use the official app, a trusted bookmark, or type the address you already know. Then check notifications, billing, recent sign-ins, or account security from inside the official service. If the warning is real, it will usually appear there too. If you need to call, use a number from the official website, the back of your payment card, or a statement you already trust, not a number inside the suspicious message. Do not reply to the sender to ask whether the message is real. A criminal controlling the sender address will simply say yes. Verify through a separate channel. If the message appears to come from a coworker asking for a payment, password, document, or unusual favor, call that person using a known number or start a new message thread. This simple out-of-band check can stop both ordinary phishing and business email compromise. Now we have identified the fake message and avoided the login page. Next, let's build a clear response plan for 3 situations: when you only received the message, when you clicked, and when you entered information. Situation 1. You received the message but did not click. Do not interact with its links, attachments, QR codes, or phone numbers. Use your email provider's report phishing or report spam control. Reporting is better than simply deleting because it helps the provider identify related attacks and protect other users. In a workplace, follow your organization's process, often a report phishing button or a security team mailbox. After reporting, delete the message. Situation 2. You clicked the link but did not enter information or download anything. Close the page. Do not approve browser notifications. Do not call a pop-up support number. And do not install software the page recommends. Update your browser and security software. Then run a security scan. Review your downloads folder for anything created at that time. If this happened on a managed work device, contact the help desk or security team promptly instead of trying to hide the mistake. Fast reporting gives defenders more time to block the domain and check the device. Situation 3. You entered a password, verification code, recovery code, payment information, or personal data. Treat the information as compromised. From a different trusted device, open the official service directly and change the password immediately. Use a new, unique password that you have never used elsewhere. If the same password was reused on other accounts, change every reused copy, starting with your primary email, banking, work, cloud storage, and social media. Changing the password may not be enough because an attacker could already have an active session. Use the account's security page to sign out other devices, revoke unfamiliar sessions, remove unknown recovery addresses or phone numbers, and review connected applications. Check whether new email forwarding rules, filters, delegates, or app passwords were added. Attackers sometimes create persistence so they can continue receiving messages even after the password changes. Turn on multi-factor authentication if it is not already enabled. When available, prefer phishing-resistant options such as passkeys or hardware security keys. An authenticator app is generally preferable to having no second factor. Never approve an unexpected sign-in notification. If prompts keep appearing, deny them. Change the password from a trusted device and review recent activity. If you shared banking or payment card information, contact the financial institution using the number on the card or its official app. Ask them to secure the account and review recent transactions. If you disclosed highly sensitive identity information, use identitytheft.gov to create a recovery plan. In the United States, suspicious messages and fraud can also be reported through reportfraud.ftc.gov. Suspicious texts may be forwarded to 7726, which spells spam, and phishing emails may be forwarded to report phishing at apwg.org. Here is the SecureNet 60-second phishing check. First, was the message expected? Second, does the sender's full address match the organization? Third, does the message create urgency, fear, secrecy, or an unusual reward? Fourth, where does the link actually go? Fifth, is the page asking for information that makes sense? Sixth, can you verify the request through an official app, trusted bookmark, or known phone number? If any answer feels wrong, stop and verify. One more important point: people are not the weakest link. Well-designed phishing is created to exploit normal human attention, trust, and workload. Blaming someone after a click discourages reporting and gives attackers more time. Strong security combines trained users with technical controls, spam filtering, domain protection, password managers, multi-factor authentication, endpoint security, and fast incident response. Let's review the full lesson. Check the actual sender, not only the display name. Treat urgency as a signal to slow down. Hover on desktop or long press on mobile before opening a link. Read domains from right to left. Remember that HTTPS encrypts a connection but does not prove the site is honest. Open important services independently instead of using unexpected links. And if you make a mistake, respond quickly. Change exposed credentials from a trusted device. Revoke sessions, enable strong authentication, scan the device, and report the incident. Phishing changes its appearance, but the defensive habit stays the same. Pause, inspect, and verify through a separate trusted path. If this tutorial helped you, subscribe to SecureNet Tutorials. We publish practical cybersecurity lessons that help you protect your accounts, devices, family, and workplace. Share this video with someone who might benefit, and stay vigilant.